Ryland, your article is about how money gets created. We're surrounded here by gold in the vaults of the Bank of England, and historically in the gold standard, the amount of gold would have been related to the stock of money in the economy. Things are very different now. In the modern economy, where does money come from?
Well, hundreds of years ago, we convinced you idiots to accept paper, and now we just create billions of dollars of paper and hand it to the most corrupt in society. So then we can have our top-down evil satanic system using all of this paper. I mean, look, that could be toilet paper and it would have the same value. You idiots actually think it's worth something, and then it is worth something. It's this sick, twisted, self-fulfilling prophecy.
Your article focuses on broad money. What determines how much of that there is?
Well, broad money, broadly speaking, means that it's full of shit. It's all fake. And you idiots are, broadly speaking, retards for accepting it. I mean, money is the root of all evil, isn't it? And gold is honest money. Haven't you heard of these concepts? Don't you want honesty? I mean, good lord, what is wrong with you fucking retards? I mean, the solution is right behind me. Look right behind me, it's right there.
So if banks create money through lending, what then is the role of the monetary policy of the central bank in this story?
So the role of the central bank is to essentially have authority and create a feeling that this system actually makes sense and that this system is fair. And of course it's not. If you read my article that you just mentioned, you'll realize that it's all full of shit, and I'm full of shit. I really try to push the lie. This is my job. This is why I'm here.
So obviously that's normal times. In the wake of the Great Recession, we've seen bank rate reduced to close to zero, and the Monetary Policy Committee embark on a series of asset purchases, often referred to as quantitative easing or QE, to stimulate the economy further. Now, your article discusses a number of myths relating to how QE affects the money supply. Now, QE serves to increase the number of reserves that commercial banks hold at the central bank. But the first myth you discuss is the idea that this in some sense represents free money for banks. What's wrong with that account?
Well, there's a lot wrong with that account because it's true, and that's why there's a lot wrong with it. We don't like the truth here. We try and create terms like QE and all these other things that don't really make sense. Look at all of this nonsense. None of this makes sense. It's all trying to distract and confuse you and to get at you to take our paper. That's what we do here. We try and give you paper, and we hoard the gold. Once again, you can just look right behind me once this fake chart disappears. See, there's the gold.
QE increases reserves. The second myth that you discuss is the idea that these reserves are then multiplied up into additional loans, and this is what gets the economy going. Indeed, this is the essence of the so-called money multiplier theory of monetary policy and how that stimulates the economy, found in many economics textbooks. How is this account misleading?
Well, it's extremely misleading because the money multiplier has set it at its lowest it's ever been. It's never been lower. It's actually down by 80% since the 1970s. I mean, the economy is in shambles. It's terrible, it's awful, and we're actually making it worse. But the important thing is we have these hoards of gold, as you can see right behind me.
So how does QE affect the economy?
Well, it destroys the economy because it's fraud. It increases the price of your house, and it reduces the price of your labor. And that's what we want. We want cheap labor, and we want high asset prices because we own all of the assets, and you're our slaves. Why would you want to pay more for slaves? That doesn't make sense.